First impressions on two new fragrances, one from the house of Tumi and one from the house of Valentino. Let's talk about it. Hey friends, John here from Proverbs 27:9 Fragrances. Like I said, we're going to be doing first impressions on a Tumi fragrance, Kinetic, GMT, and Valentino Born in Roma Intense. Now, if you would, go ahead and make sure that you like the video and that you're subscribed to the channel. That way you're notified every time we upload this sweet smelling fragrance related content. All right, so if you saw my previous video, I got a sample pack from Macy's, and I'm going to be going through that over the next couple weeks. And so I have never smelled any fragrance in this sample pack other than Givenchy Society. Now maybe the Y. I'm not sure which one, so I won't be doing those two probably, but I've smelled most of these. These are all pretty much flankers. I've smelled most of something in the line, but from Tumi, I've never smelled one fragrance from Tumi. The other one here, Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense, I have the regular Born in Roma Eau de Toilette. I say I do, my son keeps it in his truck, so he has it. But Born in Roma is an Invictus Aqua type of fragrance, very much like Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, Rasasi Hawass, even Rouse Club. Those are all kind of based on the same DNA. So I'm expecting a beefier version of that for this one. We'll go ahead and do it first since I have at least smelled the DNA. In the air, sweet. Much stronger than the regular Valentino Born in Roma. So it is intense for sure. Okay, interesting. The DNA is there. You sort of get that. What I prefer about this is that they lean more woody, kind of like Ralph's Club does, where Hawass and Invictus lean more aquatic. But this one somehow, although I smell there's a hint of that bubble gum that you get from Invictus. But it really doesn't smell like Invictus. There's a little bit of a powdery touch to it, which you get from most Valentino fragrances. I like that. I'm interested to see how that dries down. All right, let's go ahead and get the top notes and first impression on this fragrance, and this is from Tumi again. I've never smelled any fragrance from them. This is Kinetic --:GMT. I don't know what that's all about. But I don't know anything about this fragrance. So marketing wise, red, I'm thinking it's maybe Spice Bomb. What was the red one? Infrared. Maybe it's gonna be cinnamon, things of that nature. Let's see. That smells like Sauvage and something. Definitely, I think this is a Sauvage type fragrance, kind of like Prada Luna Rosa Carbon is a Sauvage type fragrance. Smells a lot like Sauvage, but then it also has this kind of sweet medicinal quality to it as well that makes it a little interesting. I think if you're a fan of Sauvage, you would like this. And I think if you're not a fan of Sauvage, but you don't mind Ambroxan, or if you're one of those people that want to like Sauvage, but you just can't because it's not interesting enough, because honestly, Sauvage, to me, it's kind of like wearing, Molecule 01 or something like that, where it's really just an Ambroxan bomb with a little touch of blue and woods. It smells great in the air. When you get up and you smell it, there's not much to it. It just smells a lot like Ambroxan and a little bit of a hint of a shower gel blue and a lot of wood. This one is a little different. There's a green tinge to it that kind of is reminding me of I don't think I have it with me. It reminds me of Eros Flame, maybe a little bit. It's almost like there's a kind of an orangish, like an orange rind, or like an orange with the leaf still attached. It's like you can smell the greenness of the leaf and the rind, but there's kind of this mandarin orange sweetness and all of that wrapped up in Sauvage. So, I don't know. Let these dry down and I'll come back with my final thoughts. All right, I'm back. It's been a little over an hour, and I've got some final thoughts on these two fragrances here, both Valentino Born in Roma Intense and Tumi Kinetic GMT. So, start with the Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense. So, around the 30 to 45 minute mark, what started happening was it started getting sweeter, honestly, and that's typically the opposite of what happens. And I think what it is the wood compounds are just so weak in it that the woods kind of fade out. It kind of gets a little more powdery, and it honestly gets a little more bubblegum sweet. The florals start coming out quite a bit more, and so to me it starts going very feminine. So, not a huge fan of the Born in Roma Intense. The EDT is one of those that is my youngest son, Sawyer, he's the one that has it. I think I actually bought it for him. He keeps it in his truck. He wears it quite a bit. He's 19 years old, so it smells good on him. It's youthful. To me, this is actually, the Intense version is actually less wearable for my taste than the EDT. The EDT seems to keep the woods around a little bit longer, and so smells good. It's definitely unisex, leaning feminine for me. The Tumi, to me, is the surprise. Kinetic, again, I didn't have a clue what to think about this. You don't see these on discounter websites. If anybody knows where you can find Tumi fragrances discounted, let me know. So I've never smelled any. When I smelled it again, Sauvage, definitely it's a Sauvage-esque fragrance. But it has some components that I think it makes it very interesting. There is this medicinal tinge to it that I went and looked at the notes. I think it's probably coming from the olibanum, which is frankincense. Frankincense can have a very balsamic kind of medicinal quality to it. And So Tumi Kinetic, it's spicy, it's woody, it's ambroxan. It's a little sweet, a little smoky, a little bit medicinal. So I find it very interesting. If I was going to mark these, I would say Valentino Uomo. It's a good fragrance. Just very youthful. I'd give that, like, for my preference, maybe like a 6 out of 10. I would say this is, probably an 8 out of 10. I think it's very wearable. I think it's interesting enough that I kind of am going to look for a bottle of it. Again, it's one of those, since it smells like Sauvage, it's very mass appealing, very office, public, safe. But there's green nuances, there's smoky nuances, there's this medicinal quality that just kind of makes it interesting. So I would give that 8 out of 10. All right, those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments if you've worn either one of these. If so, what do you think about them? And make sure you like the video, you're subscribed to the channel. Till we see you down the road, we say God bless. Frag on, Frag fam.